How you guys doing out there? How's your fucking day? How's your Monday? Is it good? I went and got my blood got my little blood shit from my HGH. I'm gonna be like Barry Bonds in this bitch. My head's gonna be huge. HGH, John. That is the answer. I'm trying anything to heal this fucking stomach.
Where are you getting that?
I got it from some guy I met at 7-Eleven.
Really?
No, it's this Mexican cat on 3rd. Yeah.
Some guy.
3rd in Mariposa. I get my B vitamin shots from him too. Somas too if I call ahead of time. Nah, I got a fucking guy. I'm getting like the legit shit. It's like the fountain of youth. So yeah, I had to go get my blood taken today. I'm gonna do I gotta do the full blood panel. And they tell you like what you're missing and shit. What's the possible side effects? He always looks at all of the fucking... Why are you always looking at the negative shit, John?
Fatigue, mood changes.
Whatever, I'm already moody.
It's a little accelerated.
Swollen arms and legs, yeah, fuck yeah. Swole. Enlarged heart, yeah. A lot of heart. It gives you liver damage.
Your hands will grow. Ooh, check out the last one.
Big ass titties. I don't know. We'll give it a go. If I get tits, I'm fucking stop. I think I'm only gonna do it for like 3 months. Just wanna see what that shit does.
Who told you to do that? Why?
My fucking buff homie does that shit. What's the worst that's gonna happen? I get titties, I'll just go get them cut out.
Big feet?
I already got big feet. Whatever. Or for my height, I got big feet. Yep, so that's what I did this morning. You gotta watch out. Because I guess they got 2 different kinds of HGH. You can get like the shitty HGH and you get the good one. I get the good shit. He was telling me, but I wasn't listening. I was like, is it just good? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, fine. He's trying to tell me all the numbers attached to it. I'm like, I don't know. You fucking miss me with all that science shit. Is it good? Good. Fucking sold. I haven't started it yet. We'll find out.
How do you take it?
You gotta shoot it.
What?
With a needle. Bam.
No.
Whatever, man. People with diabetes be shooting shit all the damn time. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Try it for a few months.
You stick it in your thigh? Where?
I don't even know. I'll find out.
Sure in your butt.
Your butt or your belly.
Ugh.
Whatever, dude. I'm gonna be like Barry Bonds. I'm gonna be hitting home runs, bro. Be Mark McGuire.
Yeah, it says here stomach, thigh, or upper arm.
Yeah, Sammy Sosa in this bitch.
What's a back knee?
And I'm gonna hit up that motherfucking whatever. I'm gonna hit up that doctor that we had on. I'm gonna fly out there and get my blood spun. And I'm telling you, man, that's what all the rich people do. Like once they get rich, I ain't rich yet, but like once they get rich, they just start doing all these different hacks to stay young because life is so good. I'm just trying to get right. Whatever, man. I didn't do shit this weekend. I just slept. TA been on HGH for 5 years. Yeah, let's holler. TA.
Hey, what up?
What up, though, man? How you doing?
Shit, getting to this money like always. Last time I called y'all, I was on vacation on Florida. They talking about some aliens and shit.
Yeah.
I just jumped in the car. He was talking about that HGH, bro. I've been on this shit 5 years, man. I've never got sick one time, bro. Like even when I'm off cycle, when I'm not lifting weights or whatever, I still take it a little bit every week. Now I've never got sick one time. I got 2 kids at elementary school. They come on with all kind of sinus infection, all kind of shit. I ain't never caught nothing, bro.
See?
Nothing. I mean, I just been having great health since I first started taking it.
I'm going to get it and then fuck someone with AIDS.
Huh?
Nothing. Yeah. That's fucking.
Yeah, man.
See?
Hey, the shit really do work, bro. Especially like if you put in the work, you know what I'm saying? Do you like 45 minutes worth of exercise a day? You're gonna see a difference in 2 weeks, guaranteed. But you really need to take some testosterone with it to make the shit work right. I'm sure your buff homie told you that.
Yeah, he said to go get my blood panel done just to see where I'm at and then go from there. But
yeah. Because some people, like if you got a bad heart or shit or something like that, it ain't good for you. But, like, as long as you're healthy, let me tell you where it's most found presently in the human body. It's most in breast milk. And if you ever notice, like, how the kids grow so fast when they in those first 3 years of life, and that's because they have so much HGH present in their body, and that's why I do that. And like that's why women that breastfeed, they have like more smarter kids, more alert kids, you know, no ADD kids come off breast milk, all that shit, bro. Like for real, it really works.
I'm gonna get my hairline back. It's gonna be on.
Nah. You gotta get your implants like Jamie Foxx and goddamn called LeBron. them injections in your hair. That's the only way you're going to get that back. I ain't going to do that.
Fuck it, I'll just go Jack. I'm going to be Jack Nicholson in this
You're going to fuck like a superstar, though. You're going to fuck like a porno star when you get that test in you, boy. I'm telling you.
See?
Only bad side effects I done had, bro, really is acne and shit. You got to take like 3-4 showers a day and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it bring your body back to where it's got testosterone levels like when you're like 16 and shit. You know what I'm saying? But your sex drive's going to be through the roof, bro. You're going to last. It's going to be great. And you're going to be able to come. I heard you say the other day you couldn't come.
Nope.
You're going to nut. You're going to nut on this.
I'm going to come like a champion.
You're going to nut, boy. You're going to shoot across the room. Ron Jeremy on their ass.
All day. Thanks, T.A. I appreciate you calling in and giving me some positive feedback because John was being very negative about it.
He's done some research.
There it is.
Cancer.
Jeez.
I'm doing 3 months of it, John.
Big C.
I'm doing 3 months of it. If I get cancer for 3 months of that fucking shit, then like I'm built fragile.
I think you'll make it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people that get cancer is like they're like working a coal mine for fucking 18 years or some shit like that. Or they be in them fucking, you know, all these cheap clothes that you guys like to buy. Well, there's a whole fucking cancer. There's cancer villages in India and China because you like to buy that shit. Ed wants to send me HGH. I don't know about just. Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, man, I want to send you some human growth hormone. I run a business out here in Vegas, and I want you to use the real stuff, bro, because anything you buy on the side of the road or in a liquor store, that ain't going to work. You have to put what's already in your body. That's what's going to work for you.
All right, I'll get your info offline, and then I'll...
Yeah, man, I'm going to send you the real stuff, and we also sell stem cell. Do you know about all that?
That's what I want to try. I want to try this. I want to get my stem cell on.
Yeah, that's what you need. A lot of people go down to like Mexico, and because you can't get it here in the U.S. So I'm gonna send you the real stuff: some stem cell, marine vital plankton. Do you know about that?
I don't know about none of it. I'll just come to you. You in Vegas?
You always in Vegas, right?
What's that?
You're always in Vegas, right?
I'll come to Vegas for some stem cells.
Okay. Because I can come out to L.A. I'm back and forth. So you just tell me. But I just want you to use it and actually get the real stuff because the stuff you be talking about.
You don't think
probably does cause cancers and. You
don't think Pablo on 3rd Street is an answer for me?
No.
You sure, bro? He seemed legit, man. Because the B vitamins is really good.
Well, I've been in business for 18 years, so if that tells you anything.
All right, bet. All right, man, yeah. We'll get your number. I'll hit you up.
FDA registered, the whole nine. So I'm going to send you some. If John wants some, I'll send him some too. But just use it faithfully. That's the only thing that I ask. And then, just hit me back up and let me know what you think, man. And I want you to be a long-term, loyal customer of mine. I've been listening to you. I've been rocking with you for 4 or 5 years now. So
that's what's up.
The whole office here is like a ritual. Rude, you come on and.
How much do stem cells cost?
See, we got people over here rooting for you.
All right. So what them stem cells hitting for?
Stem cells. I'm going to give you everything free, though. But I run the stem cells right now for $364 for 3 months.
There you go. That ain't bad.
All 3 of them. HGH, the marine vital plankton. That's a plant that's in the ocean. That's what the whales eat.
Plankton. Yep.
Yeah,
I heard of that shit.
Marine vital plankton. That's why whales, their bodies, they don't get cancers. They don't get blood pressure. They don't get all the things that humans get. Their bodies are alkaline. They live to be 160, 170 years old.
Yeah, and they got big dicks.
Yeah, right? And it's going to help with that, the sex drive, your hair. Hair, you get a 38% newer hair growth over 6 months.
It's going to be on my back, but I'll take it.
You're going to be loving that, boy.
Right.
And, I'm loving the books,
Thanks, bro.
Hyena, yeah, I got both of them. So, man, yeah, you're the real deal, man. I tell everybody, man, just you keep it real, and I love you for it, man.
Thanks, man. Ed, I'm gonna put you on hold. We'll get your info. Get Ed's info. I'll go out to motherfucking Vegas for that shit.
3 hours.
Yeah, man. Look, man, I'm just trying to heal my stomach, man. I'm trying any fucking thing, dog. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. The shit that killed me was like when I took that picture with TJ Dillashaw, it looked like a Make-A-Wish Foundation picture, bro.
He's thick.
He's mad smaller than me, but like in shape, and I look like it looked like the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Like I was finna die, and he was. You looking at that shit? It was the saddest picture I saw. I was like, damn, dog, when am I gonna bounce back? I'm tired of this shit. Oh, this guy's got a natural alternative for HGH. All right, you're the last one. Armstrong of Mississippi.
What's happening, Jude?
Man, you got it. What's your natural alternative?
Well, it's not my natural, but I've been looking on, I'm a YouTuber, and I be looking at a lot of stuff on YouTube, and there's this doctor called Dr. Sebi.
Yeah.
Sebi. They done killed him off now, but if you check him out, he's like a natural dude, you know, and he was talking about our worst thing that kills everybody is mucus. He's like, you get mucus out your body, you clear up everything. And the way he was showing all his little junk and stuff and everything, it seemed like it'll work for everybody. Cause he was talking about there was people on there, like, it came to me when I heard you say you going to go fuck somebody with AIDS. He said they did some kind of research back in the days that they let somebody go and fuck somebody with AIDS, and they didn't get affected because they don't have mucus in their body. They got it all out.
What did he do to get out the mucus?
He got a lot of they had a lot of different, like, he's a holistic doctor. They had a lot of stuff that you can take, and it's like he quit eating this, quit eating that, because he said you can't eat like potatoes fried together along with beef and all that kind of stuff. You can't do a lot of stuff together because your body won't. It'll do this here. It'll like break this down, but then it'll say, I got some starch over here, and it won't break it down.
Right.
So all kind of stuff, you just got to let it go. But check him out on YouTube.
All right.
And then you probably could go from that point. And I don't know.
I like to just shoot myself up with things better, but I'll look that up.
Get rid of the mucusless diet.
The mucusless diet. John's laughing at Armstrong.
No, I appreciate it.
Mucusless diet. I bet you're on the mucusless diet. All you do is fucking eat crackers and fucking drink tequila.
I make some time for coffee.
This is what happened. Like, look, the phone line's blowing up because I got a bunch of old motherfuckers that listen to me, and that's what we got to start taking that HGH and shit. Stay young, get that edge, boy. I'm gonna play that Peasy. I've been on this Peasy shit. This no hooks, man. I've really been into this Peasy no hooks. This is newest shit. Here's I'm Good Part 5. Let's see. I'm Good Part 5.
You are checking out the All Out Show with Rude Jude on demand.
Shade 45. All right, Dr. Jen Mann here, host of VH1's Couples Therapy and Family Therapy, and you wrote an article, The 10 Overlooked Erogenous Zones.
Oh, yeah.
Some of these seem like they're not overlooked.
Well, it depends on who you're sleeping with.
The clit?
The clit. Believe it or not, there are men who overlook the clit. It should be a crime, but it is not a legal crime, but it is a lovemaking crime as far as I'm concerned.
What are they doing when they're eating pussy? Like, what are they licking
They're
down there?
just licking around aimlessly. You would be amazed. And look,
I need to hear some ladies. 888-742-3345.
They will back me up. You got to trust me. Yeah, look, don't get me wrong.
I'm not.
There are men who know all about the clit, who get the importance of it,
yeah,
who get what it's all about,
yeah,
who study it, who make friends with it, who really get it. But there are men who don't.
That's the gas pedal on the car.
100%. For the vast majority of women, it is. And that there are a lot of guys, and it's interesting, a lot of men, especially younger men, tend to, when they start having sex, just think about what feels good to them. And there are a lot of women who feel uncomfortable asking, and look, vice versa.
Right.
But I see this all too often in my clinical practice. And a lot of women are too embarrassed, and I wrote a whole other column about that, to say, like, hey, this is what I want. Hey, could you touch me here? Hey, this is my clit. Please get to know it. So what ends up happening is that...
Hello, clit. How you doing?
Exactly. A lot of women end up faking it. A lot of guys then think that they're better in bed than they are. And most men, it's a very unusual man who says, okay, I'm really going to study this shit. I want to be the greatest lover on the planet. And I'm not just going to watch porn and learn a few tricks there. I'm not just going to, pick up a thing here and there in passing. But I'm going to really study the female anatomy. I'm going to be a pro at this. It's an unusual guy who does that.
I'm that guy.
Good for you.
Well, that's because I have no self-esteem, and my self-esteem is at the back of a woman's vagina.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
For the women who you're sleeping with.
Yeah, they're stoked. Half the time. I don't get them all, but half the time. They're very happy about it.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't want to just sit down and be like, no fucking way, clit, and just start it off like that, but I couldn't believe it.
I know. A lot of guys say that, but there are a lot of men who really don't know what it's about, or they think that they found it, but they haven't really learned how to handle it.
Can we both agree that it's up to the woman to fucking
Absolutely,
it's her responsibility to speak out?
Absolutely. A friend of mine on SiriusXM did a fantastic interview with Dr. Ruth. And Dr. Ruth said, women are responsible for their orgasms. If we don't communicate what we want, if we don't communicate what we need, our preferences, we're not going to have them. And it's the woman's job to communicate that. Yeah. That said, once that is communicated, something needs to be done. Yeah. And it's okay to not get it perfectly the first time. It's even the 10th time, as long as there's communication. And that's where a lot of couples go wrong. That there are a lot of couples that are great and skilled at talking dirty and talking sexy, but not at going, okay, I need you to really take a magnifying glass and look at my shit. Right. And this is the side of my clit that I want to be touched on. This side, not so much. I want this stroke in that direction. A lot of people are uncomfortable doing that. And it also doesn't seem as sexy as like throwing each other on the kitchen table and fucking like crazy.
You kind of gotta reach that happy medium between like this turns into like no left right
exactly.
left right as in
and also being able to fuck on the kitchen table. Yeah. I mean, look, sometimes you have to go through the right, left, more left, all that kind of stuff in order to get to the point where you have a magnificent sex life where you're throwing each other on the table.
We got Kim in Toledo to co-sign for you. All right, Kim.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you. I've had guys I would rather have go down on me than screw me because they knew what they were doing. I get all the play from me in the world. Half of them don't even know that they eat the pussy so good that they don't even need to break their dick out. I'm cool with it. I'm straight. After that, you go on it. Bye.
Well, have you had Kim? Have you had guys that don't know where your clit is?
Jesus Christ! I dated this guy for 2 years. 2 years, dick down to his knees. It fucked me like no other. I loved it, but he didn't like to eat pussy. He only ate pussy when he was drunk. He didn't know what he was doing. Didn't have a clue. Okay, years later down the road, 10 years later, we hook up again. He says, yeah, I eat pussy now. And me, I'm thinking, fuck yeah, he knows what he's doing now. You know what I mean? I gave this guy one more shot, his final shot. I gave it to him, and he blew it. He blew it so bad.
Where was he licking?
For him to fall asleep. He was licking everything. Man, come on now. It's not hard to find a little bubble. It's a little bubble. It's just a little bubble. Fuck a little man. It's a little bubble right in between.
That's amazing.
Long pieces of meat, and he comes out when he gets happy. It's not hard to figure out.
100%. And it's got 8,000 little nerve endings, which is more than the head of the penis.
Yes, that's the spot. That's the super spot.
Big time.
All right, let's go to the next one. Anus.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me why.
Well, look, there are a lot of nerve endings in that kind of outside area and those first few inches. And that there are a lot of people who love being stimulated there, who enjoy anal sex. But the key is to understand this is not a self-lubricating area. You can't just go in with a finger. You can't just go in with a dick or, God forbid, like some massive dildo. You need lube. And also you need to work your way up to larger objects. Otherwise, it's going to be painful and a negative experience. The other thing with the anus...
What do you do, like finger and then like a baby
one
carrot?
finger, two fingers, like working your way up size-wise.
Stick of celery?
Well, you got to be careful with the food. You don't want shit breaking off in the anus because it's like a vacuum.
Oh, they
it gets
can't
sucked
just
up. I have a
push it out?
girlfriend. Yeah, I have a girlfriend who worked in the emergency room, and she said like one of the big things that they constantly were seeing there is things sucked up the anus because people don't realize like you can't just put any toy in your partner's ass. It will get sucked up there.
You can't just take a laxative or some type shit?
It takes more than that to get objects out of the butt.
You can tell I'm not familiar with all of that shit. I usually just fingers and dicks.
And by the way, for people who are squeamish about the ass, because that happens, you can also use gloves. You can use surgical gloves. You can use a finger cot. You can use all kinds of stuff if you're freaked out about that. And you can even get them in black as opposed to white so you don't see anything messy. You can even buy them on Amazon. It's pretty simple stuff. But it's important. Using lube is key. And look, a lot of guys, now for you guys, the prostate, like this is the key to the prostate and to prostate stimulation. And a lot of guys, this is kind of uncharted territory because there are a lot of guys who don't know better or super traditional who go, oh no, that's gay. I'm not gay. But this is a highly stimulating area for men, and it will make an orgasm so much more intense that most guys don't realize this. There was one expert who I read an interview with who said that this is kind of like the untapped territory for a lot of heterosexual men who just haven't figured this shit out.
So you're saying the guy's fucking spot is in their asshole?
It's kind of like a G spot for men. If you think about the dick as the clitoris, and the and that as the G spot,
the prostate.
Yeah, the prostate's like the G spot.
I got hemorrhoids. I can't have no one digging around there.
Well, then
like,
you got to make sure you use a lot of lube.
We're just not going to do that. we're just.
You'd be amazed.
Look, man, we've had people call up, fellas. They're like super stoked about getting prostate massages. They go to like rubbing tugs and like they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get a prostate massage.
Yep, milking the prostate, it's a thing.
Milking the prostate?
Oh yeah.
Isn't that how they get elephants to come?
Yeah, I don't know much about elephants. I only write a sex column about people.
888-742-3345. If you've experienced any of this type of stuff, please call up. The 10 overlooked erogenous zones. I don't even know what the fuck this shit is. A frenulum?
Frenulum.
Frenulum?
You know what it is. You probably just haven't heard it called that.
What is it?
You know that spot at the head of the penis where it all comes together in like a little V on the backside? Like if you looked over or if you had your
the
dick
underside of your dick?
Yeah. That little kind of V spot at the head.
Yep.
It's a highly sensitive area.
Yeah.
And it's an area that does really well when licked, stroked, and played with.
You hear that, ladies?
And a lot of women don't realize this since we don't have the equipment, but it is a fantastic, sensitive spot that can really get a guy going.
I feel like a lot of times, chicks, when they doing the blowjob shit, they're like, they just go for speed. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to numb my shit.
Yeah, and not to mention, look, men deserve foreplay, too. One of the biggest complaints I hear from women is, I want more foreplay. But I'm hearing more and more from men, I'd like her to go slower. I like her to kind of savor this experience. I'd like more of a buildup.
Well, it's the same with chicks. Like, you just can't go eat her out and just go, like you fucking blow out the clit. Like, it's the same thing for fucking fellas. Like, they just attack your dick. Yeah, it's like, whoa, what are you trying to fucking beat it to death?
Like, touch a thigh, touch a nipple, do something.
Tell me I'm pretty, for fuck's sake. Well, yo,
absolutely.
Hey, this dude from Ryan in Chicago, he gets fucking, Ryan.
Yo, what up?
Go ahead, bro.
What's up, dude? Yeah, I totally agree with you saying, like, I was like, first time I ever had that anal experience with a girl, I was like 15, like, let me tell you, you come so fucking hard from it. Like even especially if you got toys and a girl that's freaky and shit, like, it's totally worth it. Like,
do you say no homo before you come? Where you're like, no homo.
Yeah.
No, pause.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get no strap on or anything, but like, a girl wants to use a vibrator. It's fucking fine. Like, feels great.
And there are special vibrators
wrong,
for prostate massage. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I mean, and they're called tushy tinglers or whatever. I mean, it's funny shit. Like, you can't have this conversation with most of your boys because some of them be like, what the fuck?
And that's the thing. Guys don't talk about this shit, but they're doing it.
How did this happen
Ryan's
for you?
right.
Ryan, how did this happen for you the first time?
Man, I was with a girl, and she was like, asked me, she's like, are you a freak? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'll do anything once, like, just to try it out, basically, If I don't like it, I don't like it. And that was one of those things, like, holy shit. Like, how you see a girl shake and her eyes roll back in her head? Same thing will happen to you. And she'll be sucking your dick while she's doing it. That's the best part.
Yep.
There goes Ryan in Chicago. He's
Ryan
co-signing.
knows what's up.
All right, he's co-signing that shit.
Yeah.
I'm still not doing it. My ass looks like a baboon's ass. It's just,
Oh my god.
I'm very self-conscious. I don't think I'd even be able to enjoy it one bit. Chris in Brooklyn. Chris.
What it do, Jude?
Go ahead, man.
What's up, man? So, Doc, let me ask you a question, right?
Sure.
So I got a girl.
Yeah.
And I got to guide her all the time, and I'm getting fed up with that shit. Like, she doesn't take instructions correct.
Uh-huh.
And it's like messing with a virgin.
And
She's like 39 years old.
And when you give her instructions, how are you giving her instructions? Is it in the moment that it's happening? Is it you're like hanging out over dinner, like, hey, babe, I really want you to do more of this? Like, where and when are you giving instructions?
When we're doing it, when we're in
Give me an example of how you would tell her.
Babe, come on, write that shit for me, please. Come on, baby, write it good, write it good. Come on.
Okay, well,
write it correct.
But write it good, write it correctly doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, you gotta be like, write that shit slow.
I want you to move your hips right to left. I want you to do circular motions. You're not being specific enough. She set her up to succeed, man.
Yeah.
You got to be specific. I would recommend having conversation with her when you're not in bed. When we're having sex, we're in a very primitive state of our brain. We're using that primitive part of our brain. We don't tend to take in information. I mean, like most people can't figure out 1 + 1 while having sex, much less complex directions. So I would recommend have a conversation with her over dinner or when you're hanging out at your place and just say, hey, you know what? I've been giving you some feedback during sex and I think I haven't been doing a great job. Own your part of it.
Right.
And I'd love to give you some tips to get me off that are really effective and be specific.
How does she ride you now? I'm just kind of curious.
Jude, real whack, bro. Like it's a tight pussy, but it's like, how can I say, geez, man, I can't.
Do you think she's self-conscious while she's riding? Because sometimes girls get self-conscious on top. Or is she enjoying herself?
That's just how she is. Yeah, she's just enjoying herself. But
is she catching nuts on top? Is she busting nuts?
Oh yeah, she do.
All right,
of course.
Okay.
So I take your advice, but I need, I've been in more better sexual, intercourse than the one I'm dealing with right now. That's
I'm just like, if I am a dude. If I'm like with a chick and she was just like, fuck me good, I'd be like, okay, I'm like,
what does that mean to you?
I'll do what I think is good. You know what I mean? Like, if she
one
was
girl's
like,
fuck me good, it's another girl that sucked. That was awful. And same thing for men. You really need to set her up to succeed by being specific and giving really detailed instructions. This is what I like. This is what I want you to do.
Okay.
And look,
right.
And Chris, you're not alone. I mean, I think it's a great example of poor sexual communication.
Yeah, I think so too, man. Because I was to the point I was about to leave her. Like, yeah,
and you probably get frustrated. You're probably all frustrated while she's riding you and shit, and she could probably feel it.
Yeah,
all the chicks, so it's like the thing is to see the purpose.
And you know what, Chris? If you are up for, I'm sure they can put you on hold. I'd love to get your address. I'll send you a copy of my book, The Relationship Fix. Chapter 6 is all about sex, and it even gets into the specifics of how to communicate what you want in bed, how to ask for instructions, how to do it in a sensitive way that will get you the results that you want. I'd love to send you a copy, Chris.
And I'll gladly take it.
Awesome.
I'll put you on hold.
Okay.
You get a book of stars. You put a star on her forehead when she's riding your dick. Good. You say, good girl.
Or jewelry. Jewelry always works.
888-742-3345. 888-742-3345. We actually, all right, now we got Marlena. Marlena's co-signing this butt shit. Go ahead, Marlena.
Yes, hey.
How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Well, I'm a dominatrix part-time, and a lot of guys, they come to me with this anal play. Like, they really, really, really love it.
So there you go. All right, you're proving the point. What's your other job, just out of curiosity?
I dance at Norma Jeans in Baltimore.
You do it what? Oh, you dance. Oh, you dance. You dance and you dance.
A dancer.
Nice. Fuck, you got the whole, from the rooter to the tutor. You got the whole thing sewed up.
Yeah.
There it is.
But I think people in Marlena's situation oftentimes hear about the request that men are too afraid to ask their wives, their girlfriends, their partners. That's who they go to when they're too embarrassed.
Well, I'm going to be real with you, because half these chicks are going to be like, damn, my man's fucking fag because he wants some shit up his ass.
And those are women who don't know enough about sex, who haven't studied the male anatomy. Just like I said, men need to be studying the female anatomy. Women need to be learning about the male anatomy. A lot of the time, women get cocky, if you'll excuse the choice of words, and they go, oh, well, I'm getting him off. Everything's fine. But you know what? We can do better, ladies. We can always learn more, and this is part of that.
Kenny in Albuquerque.
Hey, man, how's it going? So I have a question. I'm the most heterosexual, stereotypical guy to where, like, I don't want shit on my ass. I don't want that shit. That shit's an exit only. But there has been times, I mean, I've been to prison, I've been to jail, that I have had to put stuff up my ass before, and it has never once felt good. Never once felt good.
You were smuggling things up your ass.
Oh, yeah, you got to. Cigarettes, bud, you got to smoke. Yeah, you got to. You're going to prison, you might as well go prepared. But,
right. Okay.
But anyways, my question is, in order for it to feel good, do you have to be in an orgasmic mode for it to feel good? Do you have to be like...
Well, look, when you're using your ass as a suitcase, it's a totally different experience than when you're in bed with someone and they're stimulating you and you're turned on and they're going slowly and they're doing a little touching on the outside and working the way on the inside. So, yeah, absolutely. It's a different state of mind. It's a different experience. It's a different kind of touch. It's a completely different experience.
Look, man.
And look, if you've had cigarettes up your ass, then for God's sakes, like this it's like an easy next step.
You're a cunt hair away from a fucking finger. Massaging your fucking, what is it, the P spot? What's it called? Your P spot. All right. There's a bunch more.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about the K point, and then we're going to play a song. Tell me about this K point.
The K point is two teeny tiny small bumps. They're about half the size of a grain of rice on either side of the clitoral hood.
I don't even know about this
They're
shit.
teeny tiny.
Okay.
And, you know, there is a wonderful sex therapist named Lou Paget who wrote about this, and there's just starting to be a lot more information about it, that this can be a very stimulating area for women when caressed very gently.
So is that something like you would recommend starting with that and then going into eating the pussy?
Look, I recommend that anytime you're with a partner, explore everything. It's not like, oh, you have to do this and then that, but create the kind of relationship, first of all, where you can be like, hey, I want to touch you here. How does this feel? Do you like this? Is this side more sensitive than that side? You know, what feels good? So, yeah, absolutely explore this.
Let me put a cigarette up your ass.
Only if you have a long journey and will need a cigarette later.
You hide some Skittles up your ass when we go to the movies. Some shit like that, huh?
You know, if you don't have a bag. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
So I'm going to pull up the picture of the K-spot. I'm trying to figure out where the fuck that shit is. Oh, fuck it. I'll pull it up myself. The K-spot. I never even heard of that shit.
Yeah, Lou Padgett is the one who really started talking about this, and her books are fantastic. She's a great sex researcher and author. She's written a ton of great books, and this is something that she talks about in a number of her books.
I'm looking it up. Okay, I see where it is. Yep. All right, I'm going to try that shit out next time.
I want a full report.
I learn more stuff when I have people come on this show. I learn how to do the squirt and shit from this show.
Absolutely.
It's like my fucking move. You know what I mean?
For sure.
888-742-3345. 888-742-3345. Kim in California has an interesting question. Kim.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay, so basically, I want to know, how do you, I'm codependent right now on sex toys.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I transition now that I have a partner that I plan to be with for life? How do I transition off of those sex toys to be more pleasurable from my partner?
This is such a great question. I love this question, Kim. Thank you so much. Please, that's a terrible thing to say, because you are not alone, Kim. I hear this question a lot. And what happens is that we get used to such intense stimulation that just kind of regular intercourse or regular sex becomes a lot less stimulating. It's kind of like eating food with a lot of MSG and sugar and hyped up chemicals, and then you have like a healthy piece of fruit and you're like, I can hardly taste it. So what I want for you to do is, when you use your vibrator, is it on a high setting right now?
It's on medium.
Okay. Let's start to decrease the intensity of it. And what you're going to find is, to start with, it's going to take longer. But what we're basically doing is kind of weaning you off of your vibrator. Not completely, but what we want to do...
Why not completely?
Because, look, it's fun. And it is wonderfully stimulating. It's also something she can even use in the bedroom with her partner. She can even use it to stimulate her clitoris while they're having intercourse. There are a lot of different ways she can continue to use it, but we don't want to be vibrator dependent. We want for you, Kim, to start masturbating using your hands. We want for you to slowly but surely lessen the vibration, lessen the use, bring in more manual stimulation when you're on your own, because that's really what's going to translate best when you're having intercourse.
Okay. So because right now I use it with my partner, and so I'm, I don't want to make, him feel a certain type of way, like he's not hitting it, so I gotta, use this to speed him along the process. But so
are you using your vibrator when you're having sex for clitoral stimulation only, or are you also putting it inside?
For clitoral, no, just for clitoral stimulation.
Okay,
only.
well, one thing I would recommend is that instead of using a full-on vibrator, there are a lot of companies that make much smaller, less intimidating vibrators. Like Lilo has one that I always refer to as like the travel vibrator. It's about, probably about the size of your index finger in length, and it is a much smaller object. It's kind of curved to perfectly match a woman's body, and it is something that if you're using it while having sex with your partner, it's a lot less intimidating. It's not like having another dick in the room that might be bigger than his or might intimidate him or make him feel uncomfortable.
How's he feel now about it?
Well, I was going to say I don't use the dildo because, that to me is just like weird. So I have like the little handheld that wraps around your pointer finger.
So how does he feel? How does he feel?
I feel like he's good with it, but at the same time, I don't know. He gets his climax, and he doesn't really say anything about my my vibrator. But I mean, I don't know. I would think as a man, you probably feel a certain type of way.
I'd get annoyed with it after a while.
Yeah, but I also think that when one of the things I encourage women to do, especially when you're bringing a sex toy in the bedroom, is he still gets credit for the orgasm. You have a great orgasm and you're with him, he's a huge part of that stimulation, whether it's his dick or just looking at him and how sexy he is and how hot he is in bed. That giving him the credit for that also can help.
Thank you for buying those batteries. Thank you for getting those batteries off Amazon. You're so sexy. You're so sexy when you come back with them fucking Duracells. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so hot. All right.
Most of the good sex toys now have chargers.
Well, there you go. That shows you what I know. All right, I'm about to play a song. I got some PZ lined up. Let's run it up. Call up 888-742-3345. We still got shit. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through all of these, Doc.
You might have to have me back.
I'm saying, like for fucking part 2. Here's a little PZ. Run it up. Let's go.
Let the beat ride out, Dave.
888-742-3345. Dr. Jem Man here. We're talking about all the erogenous zones. Shit I never even heard of. Let's talk about the G-spot.
Absolutely. That's an important one. And it is about, depending how long your finger is and depending on the woman's anatomy, but about 2/3 of a finger to a full finger in.
Okay.
And if you are, let's say she's lying on her back and you're inserting it hand up, palm up, and you think about
like a
going
waiter.
like, come here with your finger. Yeah. That's where you're going to be stroking it. And it's going to feel like a little kind of cushion. The feel of the skin inside in that little spot is going to be a tiny bit different. And as you stroke it, it will get more kind of full as you feel it. And, look, the one thing, the G-spot is great. Don't get me wrong. It is a fantastic spot. A lot of women have some of their best orgasms with it, or the G-spot combined with the clitoral orgasm. The combo package is amazing. That said, Freud didn't know what the fuck he was talking about when he said a clitoral orgasm is an immature orgasm and a G-spot orgasm is an adult, more mature orgasm. An orgasm's an orgasm. They're all good. And to criticize a clitoral orgasm, especially when you don't have a clitoris, is really a shame.
All right, we got a bunch of let's go to some calls. Kofi in Ghana. Kofi.
Hello.
Go ahead, bro.
Hello.
You're on.
Hey, Dr. Jane, hello.
Hello.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. So before I do the anal with my girl, I like to put like sea salt and lime juice in the butthole, lick it to marinate it first, and it makes it really open. Is that a good or bad thing to do?
Look, my degree is in psychology. I'm not an MD, so I haven't gone to medical school, so I can't really give you advice about that, but I would check with your doctor. To me, it seems like the salt could be abrasive, especially when you're in, like, the anal tissue is so delicate.
Does it hurt her booty hole?
Yes.
It does hurt.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. And when you're talking about a citrus fruit combined with salt that's probably scraping her.
It's her asshole. It's not Don Julio, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's her asshole.
No.
She
seems to like it.
Okay, well, look, hey, she's into it. Fucking Kuna Matata. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Thank you.
Have fun. Here's an interesting one. Tommy in Vegas.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Go ahead. What's your question for the doc?
Hey, Tommy.
Okay, so hi, how are you, doctor?
Good.
So my question is, I've been with a lot of girls, and the person that I'm seeing now, she's the one, we're going to get married. She's only been with one other person. But what's bothering me is that, just like missionary sex, there's a position that is my favorite. Mm-hmm. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just, having her legs kind of just like spread out.
Mm-hmm.
That's comfortable for me. And for her, I guess it hurts if I go a little too fast or whatnot. So I'm just kind of like, what do I do at this point? Should I get her used to it? Should I just try a different position altogether and just move forward from it?
Well, a few things. I would experiment with a few different things. Try putting a pillow underneath her hips. Try experimenting with the angle of her hips during missionary. It can make a big difference. I would also want to make sure, are you giving her foreplay?
Yes, absolutely.
How long are you giving her foreplay for?
For a long time, and this is just like the first time this ever happened. I just feel like it's like a standard position, missionary style, and I feel like the guy before really did a disservice to me. I don't know.
Look, I always recommend anytime there's pain with intercourse, and I actually just wrote a column about why women struggle to talk about when they have pain during intercourse because it can be very embarrassing and uncomfortable and not sexy. Right. But I would recommend, first of all, that she should see her doctor because you're right, it is a pretty standard position. You want to make sure that there's nothing wrong. It also may just be the way she's shaped and the way you're shaped. You may need to experiment with kind of different versions of missionary, her legs up, her legs down, pillow under her tush, moving her hips in different directions.
No, I don't think I have a big dick.
You got a bruiser?
No. I just feel like it's kind of, I don't know what standard is, but
where's she saying it hurts?
When we're just doing missionary, I guess it feels like it's, I don't know. I need to ask her, actually communicate more. Like, is it rubbing against something? Is it like hitting something?
Because it could be you're not using enough lube. It could be that you're hitting her cervix.
Yeah.
It could
She's
be.
weird. Like, she loves sex. Just in a certain position, she just go a little slower.
What position does she like? What's her favorite?
Well, she likes any other ones, but just like when we're doing missionary, we both love missionary. When she's on her back, her legs are spread, but not too spread. It's just kind of like still straight out.
Sure.
She likes that, and my penis kind of goes down like at a different angle, and for me it's not as comfortable as just having her legs spread a little. So,
and also you may want to try with her like
awful.
On a bed or on a table and you standing. That may be a better angle. So I think stick with the girl, but trade your angles, not your girl.
Got to get fucking pillows just to fuck her. It sounds like a real hassle, bro. For the rest of your life, Jesus, how much you like her?
A lot. We're gonna get married. She's like, I'm tired of going with a lot of girls. I'm just ready to settle right now.
Tommy, hang tight. Don't give up. Experiment with the missionary. Have her go to the doctor. Also try more lube. That could be the issue.
I have them doing breathing exercises like Lamont and shit. I'll be like, now breathe in and then breathe out and then just give them that dick. Like,
but
not
going
hard.
slow.
Yeah,
going
not
slow.
hard, but like woof. You know what I mean? Then chill there for a second. Let her get used to it and then just be slow.
But
with
after
her.
a lot of foreplay. She needs to be lubricated and have a lot of good blood flow there.
Does your girl's pussy get wet, son?
Yeah, she does. I just think she needs to work on her flexibility and just maybe like strengthening her muscles down there. I don't know.
That's possible too.
Yeah.
I just did a column about the importance of Kegels. Could make a difference for her.
All right, James.
Thank you so much, you guys.
You got it. James in Boaz, Alabama.
What's up, Jude?
What up, though? What's your question?
I got a question, Dr. Jan. How you doing?
Good. Good to hear from you, James. What's up?
Okay, the female ejaculate.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, is it cum or is it pee? That's all I got to know.
It's cum.
It's cum.
Yeah.
So I was totally wrong.
It's got to have a touch of pee. It's got to have a little bit of pee in there, just a little smattering of urine.
It's cum.
Well, there you go.
100%.
Yeah.
All righty then. Thank you.
You got it. And it generally comes from a G-spot orgasm.
Hey.
Good info.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
10-4. Thanks a lot.
You got it. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, this Asian lady came and taught me how to do that shit.
Yeah. Serious shit.
She was like a wizard with it. I went home. I tried it. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And it works most of the time if they're fucking hydrated.
Yeah. If they're hydrated.
Yeah, you can't get blood from a rock, you know what I'm saying?
This is true. This is very true.
Tony in New York is having some problems. Tony.
Hey, what's going on? My wife was a virgin when we met, and she had never had an orgasm, never masturbated or anything like that. Of course, I was patient with everything. At some point, I figured from listening to shows and stuff that I probably should get her a vibrator, and I did. And it took her a while, but after a while, she's able to get to a point of getting orgasm with the vibrator, but it does take kind of a long time, and it doesn't seem like it's even close to happening during sex. I mean, the sex is great, She doesn't seem to be too concerned with it. I'm able to do what I want, but I'm used to girls coming at some point during.
It's like going to a job you're bad at every fucking day.
Has she masturbated with the vibrator in front of you?
Yeah, and usually I'm around. She kind of feels guilty and stuff. She comes from like a real religious background.
Yeah.
So she even feels guilty if I masturbate when she's not around. She doesn't like it, and vice versa.
Oh, she's uptight.
Well, look, I think you've got two issues. The primary issue, the main issue, is her feelings about sex, and what I would recommend for that is some therapy with a therapist who is very savvy about sex therapy. Because when you're feeling guilty about sex, you're not going to come good. It just doesn't happen. The two are at odds with each other. You need to be able to relax. You need to feel good about the experience, and I think that it's the emotions that are holding her back. Then part two is that one of the best ways to learn how to please your partner is by watching them masturbate. So if she will let you watch her closely, and you got to watch not like you're watching porn, like, oh, this is hot, let's go fuck, but instead more of this is a tutorial on how to get your wife off. Notice which side of her clitoris is she using the vibrator on? Is she inserting it? Is she starting on the outside? Is she starting with it on her underwear? So that you can recreate that kind of situation and come as close to it when you're actually having intercourse, looking at the motion she's using, the tempo she's using, the amount of pressure she's using, and recreate it, because that's going to be the key.
Is she crying from shame?
No,
she's a
like
dirty whore for getting fucked.
She's actually I thought it was going to be like that, but she actually was real, accepting and experimental in bed, so I didn't really think that was what was going on, but it might be, yeah.
So it's holding her back. No question about it. That's what's holding her back.
Oh, Scott, how long you been with her for, Tony?
We've been together for 2 years now.
Wow. Damn, you patient motherfucker, man. Congratulations.
Well, we got married. I married her. I mean, it's a great relationship.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, I'm able to. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel kind of bad, but I'm glad that at least I'm able to come, and but I want her to enjoy it as much as we do, as much as I do. So,
and also the longer you're together and you are modeling the behavior of being accepting, being non-judgmental, being positive about sex, all that sort of stuff, that helps too. But I really highly recommend she get some therapy to work through these issues.
Sean in Dallas.
Hey, what's up, man? My girl cheated on me, and now I just can't get hard anymore.
I couldn't hear the beginning
His
of what he said.
girl cheated on him, and now he can't get hard.
Yeah, the penis knows. It does. And it in a lot of ways, sometimes the penis it speaks for your unconscious.
For your
and
heart.
It says, yeah, hey, I'm not done with this. Hey, I haven't worked through this. How long ago did it happen? How long have you been together?
Okay, we've been together for 9 years, and it happened 3 months ago now.
Mm-hmm. And
yeah, so
how did you find out about it?
Just had a feeling because they was acting funny. They was acting real funny. The movement was different. You know what I'm saying? She just wasn't being herself.
Sure.
Because
You knew who she was cheating with?
I didn't know him. No, I didn't know him. No.
Right.
And was it a one-time thing? Was it an ongoing relationship?
It was a twice thing. You know what I'm saying? It happened twice. I know there's not a doubt because of what I did. I acted like her on text messages.
Add 3.
And you saw text messages and emails and shit like that.
Most likely text messages. Yeah.
And was it purely sexual? Was it also emotional for her? Could you get a sense of it?
It was more sexual. You know what I'm saying? That's what I picked up off of it.
And when you confronted her, did she admit it off the bat?
Yeah, she admitted it. And like I said, I ain't been too clean in the past myself, so
sure,
I kind of had it coming, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I did see it coming.
Yeah, and it feels different when you're on the other side of shit like that, right?
Exactly.
And when this happened and she admitted to it, was she remorseful? Was she defensive? Did she have a reason she had done it? How did she explain it?
That's what bothered me, because she wasn't too remorseful for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. It was just, I did it, and I never could get no explanation. I guess it was bothering me more, so I never could get an explanation.
Well, but also when someone is not remorseful, the odds of them doing it again are pretty decent. Because when someone says, I'm so sorry. I really recognize how much I've hurt you. I don't want to do that. I feel terrible. There's a motivation to not do it again, but you've cheated on her. She's now cheated on you. She's not remorseful. It's got to kind of feel like, well, the gates are open for anyone to do whatever the fuck they want.
Do they need some couples therapy or some shit to chop that shit up?
Yeah. Look, if you guys are going to stay together, I think that you need to sit down with a professional and you need to talk about how both of you, it's not just you, but how both of you, because clearly she's not over what you've done to her historically in the cheating department. You're not over it. And you guys need to figure out either, are we going to have an open relationship and figure out what the rules are to that? Or are we going to shut this shit down and commit to each other and be monogamous? And how do we do that? Because you don't have a good track record. What do you need to work on individually in therapy in order to be able to maintain those commitments that you're making to this woman?
Okay.
And vice versa for her.
And get you some of them Hindu dick pills.
I'm gonna try, bro. Appreciate
while
it.
While you're at it, get some of that. Yeah.
But I think his dick is telling him something important.
Yeah, I know his dick is.
Yeah.
Yo, his dick is like, I don't even know if the dick.
This shit has not
work.
been resolved. It needs to be resolved.
Yeah, you need to squash this shit with your girl.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah,
I
work through it.
Y'all. Thank you, sir.
Peace.
You got it. Thanks for the
try.
call, Sean.
His pee-pee man's sad.
It knows.
That
You know,
motherfucker
and a lot of the time, well, men are oftentimes criticized for kind of their dick doing the talking. A lot of the time it does talking that actually is valuable when it comes to a man's psyche. Sean is clearly very hurt and very betrayed, and he's feeling it. And it's hard to forgive someone who's not remorseful for hurting you.
Yeah, she don't give a fuck.
She's also, it sounds like she's put up with a lot of shit. It sounds like he has done this to her on numerous occasions and she's aware of it. So who knows if this is a revenge fuck or if there's just a sense of, well, if he does it, I guess I can do it. That it fucks with the agreement in the relationship when people aren't honest and keeping their commitments.
All right, this is what we're going to do. We can't even run through every one of these. So we'll do a part 2 with you.
Okay,
I'll play
love
a
it.
song. We'll finish with some calls. And wrap it the fuck up. Here's a PZ Babyface Ray featuring Snoop. R.I.P. Snoop. My feelings. That's my love song. All right, y'all. Got Dr. Jen Mann here. She is fucking giving out sex advice for you. 888-742-3345. We were going to do the fucking 10 erogenous zones, but we got caught up taking phone calls, so you can come back and do the other 5.
I would love that.
I'll give you a hint.
Sounds like a plan.
Nipples are one of them, guys. It's one of them. And then there's some other shit I can't fucking pronounce. Sounds like some type of plant that you water during Christmas.
And
we
will talk about that plant and how to water it in bed.
All right, these are interesting ones. These 2 calls are both from Canada, and they kind of tie in together. Marcus in Toronto. Marcus.
Yo, what's going on? My first question is, I have multiple partners, but like
Just one
they
question.
all want to please me.
Just one
in
question.
a way. What's up?
About the pussy. Just ask about the pussy. Smells.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'm getting to it.
Well, okay.
All right. So with multiple partners, so they like to, play out my fantasies or do whatever. So I could only get aroused when the vagina has like a certain aroma. Like it has to be to a point where it just arouses me. Like natural pussy smell just doesn't really do it for me. So it has to be pretty strong. And that'll get me into
So
it.
like
and I'm able
a
to do
sweaty workout kind of strong, or like perfume strong? Like, is there a particular scent? Like, do you
Just
like lemon? I
you
mean,
know,
what is it?
No, not like lemon. It's not like nothing like that. But just like a long days, hard work type,
musky,
or when we get together, we're doing our thing. Just that overall sex smell. It just lingers for a little bit, gets marinated. So just something like that. Like, it's been like that for me for a while. So I'm just wondering, like, Is that normal? Because then I'm able to get into it.
No,
you know, I'm able to
all the way normal.
And now let me ask you, can you have sex without that smell?
I can, but it's just more. It's just boring for me. Like I just, you know, because after a while, like I'm just there, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just looking at her, and you know, she's fine, but I'm more like I just need more. Like I want more.
You just want it, yeah.
Well, the answer is yes and no. Yes, there are pheromones or certain scents that we're attracted to, and that's cool. There are a lot of men in your situation who really like the smell of a woman after she's worked out, or more of that kind of musky, damp, sort of sweaty smell. All cool. What the problem becomes is when we're dependent on a specific thing in order to have sex. Then it becomes almost like a fetish. It's like if you said, I really like when she wears high heels, and then as time goes on, you need her to wear the high heels more and more and more, and then you're dependent on the high heels. So basically what it becomes when it becomes almost like a fetish like this is that you're fucking the scent, you're not fucking the woman, and it's a way to distance from the woman. And you did mention at the beginning of this call that you have a lot of partners and a lot of women who want to please you. So the question it begs for me is there something going on for you in terms of emotional intimacy that prevents you from getting close, that prevents you from making love with the woman as opposed to this specific aspect of the woman? And that's something that's definitely worth exploring in therapy, because there's nothing wrong with having a preference about a scent or liking a particular thing or an item of clothing or shoes or whatever. But the problem is when you become more and more dependent on it, then it's about something else, and it's about emotional intimacy.
Does it you relate to that? Because I hear you. I like a fucking like I want to be able to. And if I don't like the way they smell, I can't, like, my shit won't even get hard for them. Like, so I hear you, Marcus. You know who else like that?
I don't want no fucking foul, like, dead sewer fish shit, but I'm just like...
No, you just want her to smell like her.
Right. I'm able to, like, I could associate her scent with her, and then, you know, with the other one, I could associate her scent with her, and, you know what I mean? It's just
Doc says you got a mental block. I'm like, yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
Look, I'm all for appreciating the woman's scent. The problem becomes when you're dependent on it to have sex. So that's the difference. That's the subtle difference.
But he don't like them girls that much, so that's kind of where he's at.
I hear you.
You don't really like the girls that much, right?
Well, I do. Like, some of them are like...
Good answer.
They're the main, you know what I mean? But the other ones are just, they're on the side when, you know, I just can't get to the main at the time or whatever it is, more convenience type shit, you know? So it's just like...
You just answered my question.
And Marcus, have you ever had a long-term relationship?
Yeah, I'm kind of currently in two of them, in and out. Two of my, like, you know, like,
main bitch and the side bitch.
Have you ever had a committed relationship with one person?
Nah,
she's
that's
committed.
My problem. I'm committed to myself.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm committed to myself. I can admit that. I'm committed to myself, but at the end of the day, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know.
And Marcus, how old are you?
I don't want to spend the whole time with Marcus.
Yeah, but I just have to say that Marcus sounds like he's not an 18-year-old guy. He sounds like he's a grown man.
He got intimacy issues.
When you get too far along in your life and you have never had a relationship with one person that's lasted of any significance, you want to start to look at what's going on with you emotionally.
All right, let's. You think we can get some of these quick? You think we can do them quick?
Okay.
All right, Doc. There we go. Rob and Charlotte. Rob.
I'm here.
Go ahead, man.
What's up, Rob?
Yeah, man. I wanted. Hey, how's it going? Hey, so I want to know. My girl gets off whenever I finger her, whenever I have fuckers and everything else. But she says she doesn't like it whenever a guy eats her out. Now, I've eaten girls out plenty of times that they've got off. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand why she doesn't like it.
And has she said what she doesn't like about it? Does she feel self-conscious? Does she not like the technique? What is it about going down on her?
She's just saying that she doesn't feel she doesn't get off with me doing that, but she gets off with me fingering her and fucking.
Do you think she might be self-conscious about the way her vagina smells or tastes?
Nothing like that. There's nothing wrong with her vagina. Nothing,
No, not to you.
Not that there's something wrong to you, but a lot of the time women are self-conscious about a guy being up close and personal,
Yeah.
looking at, smelling at, touching their business.
Pretty intimate.
Yeah.
I got you. No, she hasn't acted like that.
Have you ever asked her?
With me. No, I've never asked.
Yeah, Rob, I actually just wrote a column for my InStyle magazine called Hump Day with Dr. Jen that's all about vagina shame. That basically talks about why a lot of women are uncomfortable. A woman had written to me saying exactly like your girlfriend that she was uncomfortable with her boyfriend going down on her. And I really talk about why it is that women tend to feel this. I'll make sure to repost it on my Twitter so that you can read it. Maybe you can share it with her and use it as an opportunity to open up a discussion, because I think there's something going on for her about how she feels about you being so close to her parts.
The other thing, you know
Even
what
if
you
she
could do?
shaves her pussy or
Oh
anything?
my God!
It's not about the shave. It's not about the hair. It's about the deeper
I got
feeling about her lady parts.
What I do is I usually check in. Like I'll go down and I'll be like, "Damn, you taste good." Like we get that right out the fucking way, right out the gate. I'm
Smell
like,
good, taste good,
"Damn,
look
you
good,
delicious."
all good.
Da da da. Yeah, it's sexy as hell. And then I'm like, "Do you like this? Is this too hard, too fast?" You know what I mean? Like just check in, because everybody likes a different style, and then go from there.
Yeah. But I do think that the vagina shame article that I wrote would be a great conversation starter for Rob and his girl.
Look it up.
And I'll post it.
Bam.
And you can find me at Dr. Jen Man. 2 N's on Jen, 2 N's on Man. On Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the whole thing.
Bad shame. Vaggie shame.
Totally.
You ever talk about dick shame?
You know, I haven't written a column about that
Because I was
yet.
talking to my homie about that. Like, there's the only time dudes see other dicks is, especially if you're not like in football or some shit, is on porn. So
And that's not a good measure.
yeah, so
Literally
like
or
you're
figuratively.
literally like, oh, my dick's supposed to be fucking 8 inches long and as thick as a baby arm, and
Totally.
then
It's like a
fucks-
woman looking at supermodels
Yeah.
and going, "Oh my God, there's that airbrushed woman." Except I don't know that she is, and that's
Straight
what I
up.
should look like.
Yeah. I wonder how
Totally.
many fellas have that. I had that problem.
Yeah, look,
coming
I
up.
think a lot of men worry whether they're sufficient, worry whether they're okay, worry about whether they're pointing it in the right direction, if they're curved, are other men straight, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, absolutely.
I would love for your take on that. Kai in Philly. Go ahead, Kai.
Hi, Dr. Jen. I was wondering, how do I make my vagina more wet naturally?
Well, first of all, you always want to make sure you check with your doctor to make sure that there's nothing going on with you hormonally, that your vagina is dry. Are you finding that you're not getting lubricated even when you're excited?
It'd be some nights where I won't get like too wet for my man.
And are you getting foreplay?
Yes.
Are you drinking water?
Yes, I'm drinking water.
Are you getting a good 20 minutes of foreplay? Because that's kind of the standard. It's sort of what most women need before intercourse.
Sometimes. Well, not every night.
Okay, because
we just hop right into it.
Look, it sounds like he may be going too fast for your body, because your body's telling you something.
No, it's
unless
your
there's
pussy's
something, unless there's something wrong medically, hormonally.
shit's
Sometimes
broke.
it can be affected by anything from birth control pills to if you're taking a decongestant or medication. So you definitely want to check with your doctor.
You on the pill?
No, I'm not on a pill. I actually have the Marina.
What is Demelina?
Could that be?
It's an IUD.
Does IUDs do anything like that, or does that just chop up the sperm, or just chop up
does
the
more.
egg?
It does more of a chop, but it does release some hormones. Has there been a difference since you had that implanted?
Yeah.
There has been a difference since you got
Yeah, it
the IUD?
has.
Okay, yeah. Check with your doctor, but I also recommend using lubricant and telling him to slow down. It sounds like there may be times where he's going too fast for your body's taste.
Okay, thank you.
You got it. Thanks for the call.
I remember my ex got on some type of birth control, and that shit just ruined her fucking pussy. It turned that shit weird as fuck. It was like the consistencies I've never seen before, and then she was bleeding like a mother. Looked like
different pills.
We ruined the fucking
Different
Hard
people's
Rock Hotel.
bodies respond differently to different pills.
Looked like a murder scene. Really bad news.
Yeah. Hopefully she switched.
Yeah, we just went to the pullout.
Not the best method. Just saying, unless you want to have little babies.
No,
or abortions. You gotta
or
be
little
careful.
abortions. You know what I'm saying? Joshua in Cincinnati.
Hey, what up? What's going on, Doc? How you doing?
Hey, good, thanks. What's up?
So listen, I've been with my girlfriend for like 3 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And our sex is great, but the problem I'm having with her is that she's not expressive. Like, she doesn't really open up vocally.
Mm-hmm.
And I've asked her, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, are you shy? Is it something that, you know what I mean? Like, you just embarrassed by it? And she just tells me, like, that's not what I'm into. But I try to get her to be more on my side of things. You know what I mean? Like, to open up. But
when you say expressive, are you talking about like moans and groans, or are you talking about directions, like more of this, less of that?
No, more moans and groans, like more just moaning and being loud, and it doesn't, you know what I mean? And for me, that turns me on, but
of course,
at the same time, like, but because to me, it's like I'm fucking somebody who's dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not a good thing. So I don't know what to really do with this.
And is she expressive in other ways in bed? Her facial expressions or her body movements or anything like that?
God, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
You're doing all that work and she's just laying there like,
Yeah, I'm putting in a lot of work, like sweating, but there's nothing coming from her at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Does she ever come?
I was just going to
No,
ask.
not like there's no orgasm, there's no screaming, there's no nothing. I'm just like, man, like, am I doing something wrong? And she's like, no, you're great. And I'm like, how? Like,
and now, like the caller that I asked before, have you ever watched her masturbate?
no, but I've asked her if she would. I asked her if
And
I
what
could
does she
watch.
say?
She said no.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know if it's from previous relationships, because the only position she's ever been in to have sex is missionary. I'm the one that's opened the door for her, for showing her like different ways of doing things.
How long you been with her for?
3 months.
Drop kick that hoe. What's wrong with you, man?
It sounds like if you're going to have a relation with this woman, you're going to need to be her reparative, emotional, and sexual experience. It sounds like she has some hang-ups and some stuff that she needs to work through, and that she does not feel free in bed. Look, to be the guy who is able to let that out in a woman is an incredibly powerful thing.
But you ain't do it yet.
Right.
But it's gonna take work, and it's also emotional work. I would want to see her in therapy to explore why she's holding back, why she's uncomfortable
don't trust you enough.
masturbating in front of you. Like, what's going on? You can put your dick in her, but you can't touch herself in front of you. Like, something about that is kind of backward-assed. But that tells me
Just what you do.
something about her psychology and about her reservations and her fears and potential trauma.
Right. Well,
Take her on a trip and leave her there.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
Bro, like, like, if you only been with her for 3 months, man, just know what you're signing up for. Like, this is This is this is a fucking project.
Yeah, it's definitely a project. And look, if you really care about her and she's willing to do the work on her end, it could be an amazing project that ultimately brings you close emotionally, and you can be the man who she discovers how amazing sex is with, and that's pretty cool.
They need to have a conversation outside of the bedroom about this, right?
Absolutely.
Like, look, man, it seems like you're not liking this, and let's do some experimenting.
But I wouldn't make it be about like, I think you're not liking this, because what she's gonna say, no, I like it, it's good. Like,
so
it's
how
great.
does he crack into her?
Hey, I feel like you're holding back. I feel like you're not open to a lot of things. I've noticed that you're not super responsive in bed. Have you ever had Have you ever had a bad experience? Has something bad happened to you that makes you hold back like this? I want sex to be a great experience, and in order for me to be sensitive to you and for us to be able to really connect in this way, I need to have a little more information about what's going on for you.
Well, I appreciate y'all's info. Thank you.
You
so
got
much.
it, Joshua. Thanks for calling.
If he can get her to answer that, fucking honestly, he's halfway there. But I don't think she's gonna answer it honestly.
But even if he sees a look on her face that reveals something, that will be important.
All right, we got. If you can you answer within a minute?
Oh my God, it's.
I know you ask questions
like
and shit.
It's like a game show. Can you answer the sex question 1 minute or less? I can give him my best shot.
All right, let's go. Jeff in Milwaukee. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, it's been 3 years, and my wife is still bleeding every time we have sex since she had our daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors haven't been able to help us at all. Every time we go, they just tell us, same thing. They've done ultrasounds and all this other stuff, and still it's been nothing. So,
is she in pain? Is she in pain? Is she in pain during sex?
No pain. It's just.
I recently read a study that said it's not uncommon for women to go up to 18 months. If the doctors are saying that they're not worried about her, that's good information. But obviously, you don't want to be bleeding. I would get other opinions from experts, especially someone with more of an expertise post-delivery, because generally it's telling you something is not healed and you don't want to traumatize her physically.
Put some Band-Aids on your dick. Soak that shit up.
I'm slicing it up. Look, it's my fault. Thank you.
Well, no, you can't. Look, maybe you just got a bat. You know what I mean? Like, she ain't bleed before though.
Nah, it don't, dude. My baby she was 9 pounds.
I know you be looking at your fucking
ouch.
kid like you ruined
Jesus.
her.
Wait, hold on, 9 pounds.
She had her vaginally, man. And
What's her middle name? Pussy Ruiner?
Yeah, it makes sense that her body isn't fully recovered, but I definitely think you want to get some other opinions from experts.
Lisa in Atlanta. Lisa.
Hi, this is Lisa. Dr. Mann, thank you. I'm calling because I believe my fiance has ED, and I'm trying to figure out how to talk to him about this. I think it's due to his diabetes, and I don't know if I can go a whole lifetime without being able to be fulfilled from sex.
Of course. And look, diabetes and erectile dysfunction are very closely related. How is he managing his diabetes?
He got the sugars.
Well, he recently had to go on insulin, so we're working on his weight, trying to get him in a better position so he's not insulin dependent, which hopefully should help.
Yeah. But look, if he is not managing his diabetes, the odds of the ED changing, I mean, look, you can try, all of the drugs, the little blue pill, the Cialis, all that sort of stuff, but that also has other risks in and of itself, and especially when it comes to heart conditions.
Yeah,
so really the key is going to be for him to lose weight and manage the diabetes and really be on top of that so you can be on top of him.
Can that be reversed if the diabetes gets better? Will it start working?
Yes, I've seen that happen when guys lose weight and have a healthy lifestyle. Absolutely.
How do I bring this up to him? Because we've never had a conversation about it, but it's clearly
You've never had a conversation about it? His dick's not working, and you've never had a conversation about it?
No, because he swears, he's like, oh, I just love to eat you out. Let me just do that. So he'll just end up doing that
he's
forever.
Embarrassed.
And he says how much he appreciates doing that to me, and we just don't talk about it.
You a lesbian. Congratulations.
Well, first of all, you guys need to have better communication in your sex life. So that's problem number one.
You got a fat girlfriend.
But problem number two is that you need to be able to say to him, hey, honey, I love how you eat me out. It's fucking amazing. But I get the feeling that you're doing that because your diabetes is getting the best of you and that you're not able to perform. Let's talk about how we can work together to solve the problem. Let's sit down with your doctor. Yep. Anytime it comes time for a dick to not work, guys don't want to talk to their doctors. They don't want anyone to know. There's a lot of shame involved. Shit. But it's so important for him to manage the diabetes. This is a game changer for you guys if he can manage that. But definitely,
tell him looking at that snake juice diet, and look, he's got the get out of jail free card.
Hey, look, I'm vegan, so and I've seen people, especially with diabetes. Yeah. And again, look, I'm not an MD, but I can tell you from my clinical experience as a therapist, I've seen diabetic men go vegan and start exercising, lose enormous amounts of weight, and then have great sex lives.
Yep. Straight up. Now, motherfucking snake doing intermittent fasting and all that. There's all these different ways where you can lose weight. And look, he's got an excuse for having a soft dick. He's got a disease. So, like, it's not even
But he doesn't have an excuse for not dealing with it and not taking better care of himself.
But I think it's easier for her to fucking tackle that subject than just if he was all the way normal with just his dick can't get hard. Like,
sure, absolutely.
He can use that as a crutch.
Yes.
Like, be like, yeah, it's my diabetes. Let's work on
and look,
going that way.
It probably is his diabetes that's causing the problem. But the fact that they're not talking about it, to me, that's what says so much. And the thing that always amazes me, no matter how many decades I've been doing this, is how embarrassed people get when it comes to sex and how little they talk about shit. I mean, I saw your eyes popped out when she said we haven't talked about it. You were like, what?
I know. Yeah, that would have been. Yo, I'm surprised he ain't bring it up. Like, if my dick ain't get hard like 4 times in a row, I'd probably be like, look, it must be something.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
This is the last one. Anastasia in Old Bridge, New Jersey.
Hi, doctor. My question is for you. Is that my boyfriend and I have been together for 4 years. We have a great sex life. We do it constantly, I guess you can say. But for the past 4 years, I've never seen my boyfriend with his shirt off, and I've always had self-esteem issues, and I would never undress until I met him, and he just brought out a great side out of me that I would want to undress and show off, my curves and stuff. And he's the most handsomest guy I've ever been with, so I don't understand why he doesn't want to take his shirt off.
Is he fat?
And I tried. No, he works out like 3 times a week, 4 times maybe, and I don't understand.
And have you asked him?
He got some other
Yes,
bitches.
I have.
And what does he say?
He just brushes it off, and he's like, "No, I do," and I'm like, "Clearly not. If you're on top and there's a shirt, dangling on top."
That's weird.
Of me.
Look, it makes me wonder if he's got body dysmorphia. It makes me wonder if he has a scar that he hasn't shown you. It makes me wonder if he's had any kind of trauma. I remember I once at the very beginning of my practice had a client who had a scar on his abdomen that he was obsessed with, that he had been burned as a child, and literally he had basically created his entire life so that he never had to take his shirt off, and no one ever saw him because he was so unbearably self-conscious about this scar. So I think it's important to have a conversation with him and to say, look, I'd like to be the woman who helps you move past this. I know you think it's not a big deal, but to me it's about being close, because also I'm sure you want to feel his skin against your skin, especially when they're having sex, and you want to see his hot bod. But I think the bigger conversation is, I know that
Jordan jersey and shit,
that this seems unimportant to you, but I love you and I want to feel my skin against yours, and clearly something's holding you back, and I think you're not being forthcoming. Tell me what's really going on, and create that safe environment where he can talk about what the real issue is.
And this is another conversation she needs to have outside the bedroom.
100%.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for your help.
My pleasure.
All right. Look, we're out of time. You want to talk to them off the air, or you got to go? What do you got to do?
Talk to the.
There's a whole gang of motherfuckers.
Yeah, I can't talk to them off the air, but next time when I come back, let's
go.
line them up.
All right,
for sure.
Dr. Jen, man, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Let's see where they can. What I put your.
They
info.
can find me at Dr. Jen Man, DrJenNNMANN on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, the whole gamut. And my book, The Relationship Fix, Chapter 6, all about sex. Any issue you may be struggling with, I address it.
And Super Baby.
And Super Baby, yeah, for the new parents and the A to Z Guide to Raising Happy, Confident Kids.
Boom.
Yeah. And Hump Day with Dr. Jen in Style magazine comes out every Wednesday, and you can send your questions to me as well, and I just may answer them in Style magazine.
Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
Let's go.
You are checking out the All Out Show with Rude Jude on demand.
All right, man. If you missed any of the show, you can listen on demand, Sirius.com/on demand, and you can follow my Instagram at OneMoreJude. The All Out Show's Instagram is at All Out Show. Whenever we do wacky shit in the studio, that's usually what it's run off of, the at All Out. So we'll do like a live stream. So we did the dick judging off of that. Want to know what we are? We'll go listen on demand. Sirius.com/on demand. We lost a legend in the game, DJ Ready Red. Ghetto Boys DJ. I think he came from the East Coast and moved down to Houston and did a lot of the production for Ghetto Boys and was responsible for their sound. And I don't know what else to say, man. We just lost a real good one in Ready Red. If you fuck with the Ghetto Boys and you fuck with him, Willie D actually came on. He said a little something.
What's up, family? Bad news. DJ Ready Red died today of an apparent heart attack. Red was the Ghetto Boys' first DJ and producer. He gave us our sound. He was responsible for most of the production on the early stuff and all of the production on my first album, Controversy. To say that he was a pioneer would be an understatement. Red was before his time. There's a lot of producers today that's eating off of Red and don't even know why their bellies are full. So I just wanted to drop that on y'all real quick, let you know what's going on, and let you know that we lost a real one. DJ Ready Red, the musical enforcer. Rest in peace, homie. No more talk.
All right, that was dropped on Friday. We lost on Friday, so here's some Ghetto Boys for you. R.I.P. Ready Red.
Underground Master speak. Yo, D, what's up?
Rude Jude on demand.
And now, it's time for News from the Chin with John Z. Matthews.
The average number of sexual partners for men and women in the U.S., can you guess what it is? This is according to this new survey out of the U.K.
The average number of sexual partners for men and women?
Here in the United States.
7.
Wow. Have we talked about this before?
No, it was just...
Well, they're saying 7.2 specifically.
No, shit, yeah. I'll take that as a dub. Take that as a win. Yeah, that makes sense. Because you got people like me that are fucking total whores, and then you got people that never have sex. Then you got people that like marry their fucking high school sweetheart. Just kind of fucking finagles the average. Like Chris isn't a whore. Nope. How many people you smash?
3.
Say 3.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like a fucking good dude.
I got a late start, but I tried to make up for some time there.
Yeah, you was a 26-year-old virgin.
Yes.
But how many chicks you got under your belt there, John?
I don't know.
See, John don't even count because he's a G. He's a capital G. You don't even count.
That led to a fight, by the way, with a past girlfriend.
She asked you how many, and you were like, I don't know?
I just said, I don't know. And that became an atomic issue.
Why don't you just be like, why don't you give her a rough estimate? Did you just be like, I don't know, like fucking 12 or 13?
I eventually came up with some ballpark.
Well, what was your ballpark?
It's probably like 15 or 20, something like that.
There you go.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to sit down one day.
I don't know, man. You know, I know people that like. I know people that I think Paige, wasn't he talking about that shit?
Oh, he has a history.
Yeah, he fucking writes it down and all that shit. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Paige logs them. And I know other people that I know women that do that shit too. And then they rate the motherfucker. Can you imagine if a fucking dude did that? It'd be fucking, oh, you sexist pig.
Paige does rate him.
He does.
He rates him too?
He rates him and what he likes, what he didn't like. All that stuff.
And some lady found his book, and that became a problem. She started blowing him up.
Fuck. I don't write him down.
But they're saying here more than 30% of people think it's appropriate to talk about sexual history within the first month. No way.
I don't know, man. I don't need to know any partners. If they want to tell me disgusting stories that they did, I like that shit. Like, tell me something disgusting. Tell me something you're ashamed of. I like that shit, but I don't need to know fucking numbers. Who the fuck cares, dude? Who cares? Doesn't fucking matter. Whatever.
Did these women you hang out with, did they ask you that? I mean, they already know if they listen, but...
I couldn't answer him if I wanted to. I'm like, I couldn't even give a ballpark. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know. Like, I feel like Rain Man now. Like, how much is a Snickers bar? Like $100? Like, that's what I feel like. I don't know, like 100 to fucking way more. Like, I don't know.
They're saying 8% of the people they talked to that they were somewhat likely or very likely to end a relationship if the person, their partner, had too few sexual partners in their past.
Too few?
Yeah.
The fuck does it matter as long as they know how to fuck you? Like, what do they care?
I don't know. I guess they're undesirable or something. Who knows?
I don't like smashing virgins. Like that. I know, like, those sheiks and shit like that, like them Arab dudes like that, the rich Arabs like to buy virgin pussy, but fuck, man. I'd hate to see what they do to that. They dropping like 200,000. They must be fucking just doing a number on that pussy. For me, like, when I get it for free, I'm just like extra gentle, like, you okay? Is that? It's always like, And they're pushing your fucking hand off. You feel like you're playing basketball against them and shit. They got their fucking hand in your fucking chest trying to fucking... Yeah. No, it's too much. You're like, oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Look at this. Women are generally more flexible than men when it comes to the history, viewing 15.2 partners as too much, too promiscuous. Men said they prefer partners with 14 or less.
It's kind of cool. Guys and ladies are fucking meeting at like around the same point.
But 15 is too much? No,
I don't know. I don't give a fuck.
I know.
Look, man, my only thing is like, just as long as like nobody I know ran a busto on you, we're good. You know what I mean? I don't want to like show up at the birthday party and I got like the bus. My girlfriend's the busto, you know. But if she was some busto somewhere else, how the fucking like I can't stop that shit. You know what I mean? Like, what you do? Chick wants, you know, some chicks like bustos. What are you like? Hey, maybe she wanted to fuck like 10 guys at once. Maybe that was her big deal. So like, what do you want? Like, who am I to fucking tell somebody what their fantasy should be? Star of the show, you know what I mean? Star of the show. Star for a day. Yeah, I don't care about fucking that. But I wouldn't like if all my homies smashed. Oh man, that'd be tough. That'd be tough.
But you wouldn't want to...
That'd be a rough one for me. That'd be tough.
What's the problem? I mean, I understand, sort of.
Look, yeah, there's just certain, like, man, like, you fucked all my boys, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, everybody know what your head game's like. Everybody, fuck. But, yeah, can't help who you like. Can't help it.
For some reason, Demi Lovato's drug dealer is talking to TMZ. In depth.
Like, with his face on the camera?
It's bizarre. So just to be clear, this guy, his name is Brandon Johnson, and he's been arrested in the past for gun possession, cocaine possession, driving under the influence, and so they caught up with him recently, and it's just...
They got him on tape?
It just seems... Here we go.
When you first started hanging out with her, was it as friends, or was it as party buddies? It was
a flirty friendship, but nothing more. It kind of grew.
He looks like some type of he's got like blonde hair, bleached blonde. He looks some type of fucking, I want to say like Middle Eastern or Armenian or some shit like that. I'm just painting a picture here for everybody to see. He's wearing a leopard shirt in
what's that? The necklace?
Iced out. It says Big Head. Is that? He's got a fucking iced out chain that says Big Head on it, but it's not that long. It's like kind of short with a giant fucking medallion on that bitch. All right, let's hear about Big Head. Let's hear
into more of a sexual friendship. We would just hang out.
So it grew into a sexual relationship?
Somewhat, yes. Later on in the relationship, we messed around, but for the most part, we were just friends.
So she texted you at 4 a.m. Was it for you guys to like hook up, hang out?
She texted me at 4 o'clock in the morning because she's a girl and she wanted to kick it. I mean, why else does any other girl text another guy at 4 o'clock in the morning to come over? So.
All right. So what happened that night? Like, were you guys?
We hung out. We watched our detective shows as usual. She's a cool girl. Watches a lot of true crime detective shows. We hang out.
Well, was there drug use that night? Obviously there was. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, she sometimes has such long days, such stressful hours, stressful jobs. So kind of unwind a little bit.
I think it's important that we know, like, did she know what she was taking that night?
100% she knew what she was taking. I disclosed to her that these are not, pharmaceutical. They're, aftermarket pills. They're much stronger. She understood fully, and it was unfortunate what happened, but for people to think that there was any misconception on my behalf is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I care for her very much. It means a lot to me. And,
was there fentanyl mixed with that?
I'm not sure what was mixed, to tell you the truth. I'm not sure what is mixed in the pills. It's just something that that happened. It's unfortunate.
If he called did he call the ambulance?
No, he bailed. He just left. He left around 7, 8, or 8.
Ain't that like? Can't they come get him for that shit?
It's not a good thing. Well, he's saying that it's happened in the past, that she would pass out and he would just take off. So he didn't think it was that unusual what was going on.
He's got a valid point about the fucking, like, especially her. She clearly has. She's got an opiate problem, right?
Right. She's in rehab now.
Anybody that has an opiate problem understands what them bootlegs are, dog. What them fucking fake pills are.
Aftermarket.
However the fuck you want to, whatever the fuck you want to color them. You can tell the difference. You know what I mean? Like, she knew what she was getting into. My man was right.
Was he right to talk to TMZ?
He was dumb to talk to TMZ.
I'm a drug dealer. This is bizarre to me.
I wouldn't want to be all on TMZ with my face on that bitch, and I got all these prior arrests talking about fucking. Like, and what a lame night. You go over there and you watch fucking true crime with Demi Lovato at 4 a.m. I'd be like, turn off the fucking TV and take off your pants. I cannot fuck to true crime. Can you imagine fucking? They got like, they're finding some child in the fucking in the forest. Oh, God. Fuck's sakes, Jesus Christ.
Those are good shows. Murder.
Yeah, I don't like those, man. I don't like those at all. They bum me out. Fuck, I don't like no unsolved mysteries, none of that shit. Especially while I'm fucking trying to fuck.
So, are they going to pick this guy up?
I don't know. I don't know how to fuck that. I don't know what the rules are with that. But I would probably not talk about it. I know that if you're with somebody that's ODing and you bring them in or some shit like that, they can't do nothing to you out here in Cali, because they'd rather have you save a life than like not say nothing and then you can get in trouble, or you know what I mean, not say nothing and then they fucking die so you avoid getting in trouble. So yeah.
I mean, if you look, he's been picked up in the past, and look at all these things that he was arrested. I mean, look at all these guns on this table. Just look behind you. I mean, this guy's got a lot going on. So why he thinks that was he seemed a little intoxicated, right?
Oh, he was faded.
Yeah.
He was faded.
Where his friend saying, get the hell out of there.
And his homeboy looked like a bootleg fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine in the background. You see that motherfucker like lurking in the background?
Look at all those guns.
Leaning. Yep. Guns and money. Got a bunch of guns and money.
I don't know.
I guess that makes sense for a fucking drug dealer to have guns and money.
So this bust was back in March. Some guns, drugs, cash, as you pointed out.
Brandon Johnson, huh? All right, there you go. Shit. I thought he was like some type of fucking Armenian or some shit.
He'll take care of you.
Potentially laced with fentanyl. That's a big claim to make if you don't know. But probably is. So there you go. I wouldn't. What is he trying to do? Clear his fucking name?
I guess. I don't know.
Just seeing him on camera makes me think worse of him. The guy's got like fucking bleach blonde hair and a tacky fucking chain and shit.
But then to talk about
the brown beard, just looks all types of like a weird strung out goat.
And the fact he was having sex with her or fooling around with her, I mean, he has no secrets.
Well, I don't even know. He was like, what do you think we do? You know, he just watching fucking. At least be like, yeah, she was sucking me up on that shit, and just nodded. So I bailed.
All right, this Logan Paul fight happened over the weekend against this KSI.
Oh, but the British guy versus Logan Paul.
Right. I didn't watch it, but
did you? A lot of people did. Is there any like highlights from it or anything?
Yeah, but the highlight reel that I got, there's music on it, but you can describe it.
I'll watch it. All right.
I don't know. It was a draw.
He's jabbing. Logan looks like he's touching him. Logan looks like he's getting him. Logan looks like he's. This round looks like Logan. Oh, now the brother.
It's round 2 of 6. I can skip it if you want.
I'm just maybe.
Looks like there was just a lot of this back and forth.
It looks like the black dude never boxed. And it looks like Logan has. Is that what you're getting from that too?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think he was a wrestler, maybe.
Yeah, but his form just look his punches look cleaner. His form looks a little better. My man's just kind of he's swinging like I would swing. Like the brother's just swinging like I would. Just fucking. I don't know how this from what I'm seeing right here. Like maybe Logan Paul's people put this together, but like I don't see how this is a fucking draw.
Does say at the bottom, proof Logan Paul's the winner.
This happened in Britain, right?
Correct. But looks like 773,000 viewers paid $10 to watch this.
Hey, fucking, that's a good draw for them motherfuckers. Not bad for two amateur fighters.
15,000 tickets were sold to attend the fight.
Damn, dog. Like, it's so crazy. We're like these weird dinosaurs, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
this is not my world.
There's a whole world going on without us, bro. I'm telling you, man. I think I was telling you that shit. I was watching the Lachonga Challenge or some shit, Lachona Challenge, and I was like, oh, this girl's kind of funny. She's cute and funny. Let me check her out. 8 million followers. I'm like, who? Never even heard of her. And I was like extra critical because I was like, this bitch is not 8 million followers funny. You know what I mean? Like, she was kind of funny. But she was 8 million followers on that bitch. I was like, hell no. I'm so out of touch. Yeah, the shit that I saw, as much as I hate them Paul brothers, the shit you should show me, it looks like he got them early rounds.
Yeah.
Looks like he got them early boy.
But they're both thinking about a rematch.
Of course, man. They probably call it a tie just to get the rematch. What is it, 10 times 75,000?
No, 773,000.
So what is that, 7 point something million or some shit like that? I don't know how to fucking do math here, but yeah.
Over 1 million stole it on Twitch. So people really want to see this.
Fuck, son. You just add that extra. Yeah. It was like 7.5 million. Chop that up. You venue and shit. And walked away with a couple million apiece, man. And that's not even ticket. That's not even box office and shit. Fuck, bro.
Right, 15,000 tickets were sold to be there in the the arena.
That's crazy, man. Congrats on that hustle, boy. I ain't even mad. All right.
And now, time for good news.
So I don't know if you've ever seen Kevin Smith here in the building, but he used to be very large.
Kevin Smith from
Clerks.
Clerks. Was it Mall Cops or no Mall Rats?
Something like that.
He's like
he's a comic book guy.
He's a comic book guy.
Right.
Chasing Amy. It was about like being in love with a lesbian and then like having a weird gay threesome. Starring Ben Affleck.
But now, 6 months after suffering a massive heart attack, he has dropped 51 pounds. This is what he used to look like.
He was fat.
And then check him out now. Different guy.
Wow, he looks crazy.
Well, he really almost died, so he had to turn that around. He dropped...
I don't know if he looks better, fat or skinny, man.
Oh, come on. Really?
Yeah, look how I look. That's what I see when I'm like sick. That's what I look like when I'm sick. Like my eyes are kind of sunken in like that shit. Hey, P.S. I'm tired of you motherfuckers looking at my pictures and being like, damn, you look sick. Like, I am. You fucking assholes. Yeah. Yeah, he lost a gang of weight. That's good for him. He'll be able to live longer, fucking spend more quality time with his kids, get a chance to buy some new fucking hockey jerseys that he's into. You know our audience. They're really into Kevin Smith.
But they may have a weight problem, and it can be done.
A lot of big Kevin Smith fans here on Shade 45.
It's inspirational. You drop 50 pounds, save your life.
If you have cardiac arrest. All you need is a heart attack, and you too
wake-up call.
Can lose 50 pounds like that director you never heard of.
He's very wealthy and can spend time working out and stuff like that.
There it is. That was the news.
You are checking out the All Out Show with Rude Jude on demand.
All right, I want to thank Dr. Jen Mann for coming on here and talking about the 10 overlooked erogenous zones. Keenan's on the phones and associate producer. John is the other producer and does the news. Chris is on the board and Alex is the head producer. My name is Jude Anthony Angelini. You can follow me at One More Jude. You can follow the show at All Out Show on everything. And if you feel like checking out the books, they're on Audible, Hyena, Hummingbird. Go listen to the sample. See if you like that shit. All right, man. We out this bitch. See you tomorrow.